Hi, and welcome to Australian Gamers Friday Night Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Yug.
Tonight we're going to be talking about the Wii launch and some sales figures.
Some Sony PR blunders.
And more Square Enix and Nintendo partnership sort of talky, rumory things. Talky, rumory things. I've lately been doing that. I'll just finish everything with E and make it like it's of the kind.
By the way, thank you for sticking with us. We did skip a podcast.
We did.
It was completely my fault for the first time in, I think, 3 years.
That something's been your fault.
Yes.
Right.
That's right. Enough. Everything else is always your fault.
Right, I see. That's interesting.
But yes.
I can think of any number of podcasts that haven't occurred or have occurred very late because you got drunk and forgot.
I never forgot. I just got drunk. Anyway, actually, this is the first podcast since Game 1. It's actually worth noting, actually.
The second Game 1, not the first.
The second Game 1, that's right. And we'll have a whole bunch of stuff up really soon. We'll have that article up. We'll have all the new people.
New people?
For everyone who's listening, did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Move on.
For everyone who's listening, we have selected the new additional people.
We have,
who are part of the team. It's final now.
So if you haven't heard from us, you're not here.
If you haven't heard from us, it's my fault as well. I was supposed to email everyone back, and I still will, to let you know how close you came.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a great consolation.
But yeah,
we'll either contact you or contact your widow and your family.
Your widow and family.
Yeah, because they've gotten so upset.
Oh,
they just can't handle the crushing rejection of finding out on the podcast.
Yeah.
We could actually read out a list of people who
applied
asked but didn't get in. On the podcast. So if you're Jeff Smith...
Listen, I'll be completely honest though. At least 50% of the applications, or even more than that, we kind of were like fairly harsh and fairly... No, there were two big things. One was the amount of consoles you owned. Like, we got a lot of people who sent us a long list of every console they've ever owned. They did own actually. If you owned a SNES and a Dreamcast and a PlayStation 2.
Good for you.
That's awesome, but that really doesn't help us because we're after people to review games. And EA isn't really putting out games for Dreamcast.
They don't send us a lot of Super Nintendo review titles.
No,
really.
They should though.
They should, yeah, granted.
So that was the first one. The second one was just the ability to spell.
Yeah, we like people who can write when they're writers for us.
Now, admittedly, this is a fault that I have constantly. Yes. I can't spell at the best of times, and Matt actually... If it wasn't for the fact that I had to draw the cartoons, I think Matt would actually kick me off Australian Gamer.
Possibly, he's still tempted. I'm waiting for him to have built enough cartoons up that I can just get the PSDs and just mix and match. Basically,
right.
People will start to wonder why every comic is just us sitting on the couch.
Dude, practically every comic is still just us on the couch.
That is the comic. I don't need you.
Anyway, look, let's get back on the topic. Tonic. I believe it's a combination between tonic and Tommy Hawks, actually. Tomic.
And atomic.
Atomic. Yes.
Yeah.
It's atomic tonic.
Yes.
I've gone with that way too long, haven't I?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. The Wii launched last week.
Indeed.
And all you lucky people who have got one
are lucky.
I personally...
And everyone who has a controller is especially lucky.
That they still have it and it's not smashed through their windscreens? Is that what you were about to say?
No, I wasn't, but that's cool and everything. Thanks for picking up on that. But no I wasn't going
I was trying to go with you.
I was actually going on the fact that you can't buy them.
You can't buy them?
You can occasionally get consoles. The consoles are a little available. They're still hard to find. But if you look around,
controllers are completely and utterly sold out.
Really hard to find unless you want it with the Wii Play.
You can buy a Wii Play and controller package, can you?
Yeah, you can get them, but if you want a third controller, you have the choice between either...
Waiting or buying a new...
Or buying two
Wii.
Copies of Wii Play.
Oh, I was going to say buy a Wii.
Yeah,
buy two Wiis.
Yes.
You're kind of screwed then if you are one of the people that do break your controller.
Yeah, it's not very replaceable.
No.
Really. I saw a quite good photo today of someone who had... modified their Wii controller to make sure that couldn't happen, and they had like a handcuff, half a handcuff sort of leading to the arm. It's not getting off. That was quite cool.
I know people are like, it's crazy, I can't believe How can someone be so stupid as to let this slip out of their hand? And you know what? Actually, no. People that don't play games, people that don't understand that it's actually quite sensitive. You don't have to swing your whole goddamn arm.
Besides, it's more fun anyway.
It's more fun when you get into it. And a lot of these people, I've seen older people especially playing the Wii, and it's like, oh my god, it's just like I'm playing tennis, and they swing it as hard as they can because that's what they do. That's great. What's bad is that I don't know if Nintendo really thought people would be quite that enthusiastic, and it's only the tiniest little strand that is holding the
I think they have this
wristband in.
They have this nice little wrist strap so that if you drop it, it doesn't fall on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever intended it to, withstand the force of being hurled bodily at the TV.
Yeah.
I don't think they really thought people were going to do that. And
yeah,
they
exactly. They should have.
See, if it had been like two people it had happened to, you'd kind of go, they were dumb.
But it seems like a phenomenon almost.
It's a bit of a a popular thing to do with them. So I think they should have realised that was what they're for.
All the kids are doing it these days.
All the kids are doing it.
Yeah.
So if you're out there listening and you do have a Wii, you should take the opportunity now to be one of the cool kids and just go hurl your controller through the TV.
Yeah, no.
But I don't have one, so I want to wreck it for everyone else.
Your home wrecker.
Funny. So the Wii has done reasonably well as well.
How well has it done? You were saying it's...
I was having a bit of a look online. I was actually talking to Anna, one of our... Oh, am I giving stuff away?
Oh, you are.
Oh, I
Don't
am.
say that.
Oh, I was talking to Anna, one of our forum readers and a friend.
Yeah.
Who was showing me some statistics.
How come you're stuttering? That makes no sense.
Because I'm stupid. Anyway.
Yeah. You said it.
Yeah, since launch, more than 1 million Wii's sold.
Million? Is it the fastest selling console that's...
Well, I don't know about other countries, but I know in Australia it's the fastest launch.
Yeah.
In 4 days, they sold 32,900. So that's basically 33,000 consoles.
32,900.
Yeah, so basically 33,000. The biggest before that was...
And so that was at launch. That's how many they sold?
Within 4 days of launch.
Within 4 days.
Yep.
I'd actually be really interested to know how many they sold at midnight.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd love to know those numbers. I'd love to know how many they sold on pre-orders.
You couldn't really do that. I think you would have to count like maybe that 24 hours, first 24 hours, and you'd probably find about half of them in that period.
Yeah, I'd just be interested, that's all. But anyway, no,
but we
good
don't
stuff.
have those figures. But by comparison...
apparently it's the fastest selling console since the Xbox
360, which sold about 30,000. So it's a little bit above.
So does this mean that... the PlayStation 3 we should up the ante once more once it gets released here. Is that right?
Well,
right?
The question is, will they release 33,000 of them here? Will they release 35,000 of them here? Or are there only going to be 20,000 and they'll sell all them?
I don't know.
No one knows.
By that time, by March next year, I'd imagine they should have some sort of stockpile of ones that haven't been sold in the States.
No, well, let's just finish on the Wii thing, and then we'll talk about Sony a little bit.
Okay.
By comparison to Australia, in Europe, Japan, and the United States, it's also done pretty well, i.e. the rest of the world. Mm-hmm. This pretty much shows also why Australia is considered such a negligible market. I mean, by comparison, Europe, which is also considered fairly negligee. Anyway,
You've
they
lost track of your thought right now.
No, I've got a much more interesting thought, and I'm having trouble getting rid of it.
Right.
They've sold 325,000, so it's 10 times as many as Australia.
Is that all? Whatever.
That is all.
But that's Europe. That's not just like
Europe.
the one. That's like a lot of countries. That's a lot of...
It is a lot of countries, and it is a lot of people, but that's the point.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, Japan has sold 372,000. Now, I'm actually surprised that's so low. I actually thought Japan was a lot bigger than Europe in terms of a gaming market, but apparently not.
Well, have they said that's amazingly good, or have they said that's average, or is that... I'd be interested to see the same sales figures for like the PlayStation 2 in Japan.
Yeah, I would be too.
You know, one of the other...
360.
The Xbox 360 we all know hasn't done very well at all.
I bet it probably sold less than in Australia in that period, which is interesting considering the market size.
Possible, I don't know.
Because I do vaguely recall hearing they sold about 30,000 or something.
Okay.
Anyway, whatever. And the United States, where of course it's done relatively well, in that same period sold 476,000, and I've heard since then they've sold over 600,000. And what's particularly interesting in the US, and I think this is repeated everywhere else, is the actual sell-through of games. Of the people who bought a Wii, 75% of them bought Zelda.
It's not surprising.
A lot bought other. Oh no, it's not, but it is good. I mean, when you compare that to the PlayStation 3 in Japan, where no one bought a game.
Well, I mean, okay, the PlayStation 3 is also out in the States as well.
Yeah,
it got released in the same week, didn't it? Was it the same week?
They also had a very low sell-through of games, maybe one, if that.
Yeah, but the PlayStation, wasn't there something that said the Wii outsold the PlayStation almost 2-1, or? Yeah,
the Wii outsold the PlayStation 3 hugely in the United States, but mostly because
shortages of the PlayStation 3.
Well, I mean, they sold 476,000 in 4 days, and they've sold 600,000 in, I think, 8 days.
Sorry, you're saying the Wii or the PlayStation 3?
The Wii. Yeah. The PlayStation 3, they only bought in 200,000.
Oh.
It's awfully hard to sell more than you have.
No, it's not.
No.
Actually, I was reading I think someone posted in a forum.
Make one out of soap.
There was a story about a guy that bought a PlayStation 3 off eBay, only to meet the guy in the parking lot, get the box, give him the money, and then walk away, open the box, the PlayStation 3 box, and find it full of tiles.
Tiles?
Yeah.
Nice.
See, now that's what Sony needs to do. They just need to make
fill it with tiles.
A lot of boxes and fill it with heavy stuff.
Yeah, good thinking.
Forget all this actual game consoles.
I was reading something similar to that, and someone bought, I can't remember what it was, but it was something relatively expensive, like a computer, a laptop or something.
A helicopter.
Anyway, a laptop or something.
Pink
when he
helicopter.
got it home, the box had inside it, like, I can't remember, like a piece of metal and some rice or something like that. Like, it was pretty much the same weight as whatever it would have been. And it was actually factory sealed still when he got it. So someone in the factory has done it dodgy. I thought that was kind of cool.
That's kind of funny. If I worked in that factory, I'd probably do that.
As long as you got your thing, I wouldn't be... as long as eventually the company said, yeah, all right, there you go.
Well, yeah, it's the company. The company's screwed up, so... That's kind of funny, though.
But apparently the store he bought it from... The store he bought it from basically said, well, too bad. Which... You would think wouldn't be a good idea.
Well, I mean, really, you get a warranty along with the... You know what?
Does the warranty cover not being a bag of rice? Does it? Do you think it actually mentions in here? If is not a laptop.
If your laptop is not actually in the box, then we will replace it for you, or we will fix.
We'll send someone around. Free on-site repair of it being not a laptop.
The repair guy comes over. What seems to be the problem? It's
a bag of rice.
It's a bag of rice.
It's a bag of rice.
I reckon the technician would probably go, oh, yep, give us 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll just, opens up his bag. I'll just fix that right up for you.
Reinstalls Windows on the bag of rice.
All right, we're off topic.
A little bit. We've gone on to the bag of rice topic, which is a whole other one. So let's go on to Sony, seeing as we've been ranting about Nintendo.
I just want to quickly say, and I thought about this the other day, and people email me and they say, like, you guys are a bunch of Nintendo fanboys, or you guys are a bunch of...
I don't get them.
We used to get some back when we were actually bagging out the Nintendo Revolution, when we were saying all it's going to be is a cardboard box with a Nintendo 64 glued to the top of it.
Yeah, we did that.
And we got a few emails back then, and now it's like, no, we love Nintendo and stuff like that, and we're actually being slightly critical of Sony, but deservedly so. It's
this isn't informed.
We're not out to get any particular console or anyone at all.
Yeah.
But that's just what we do. We'll pick on whoever's down.
Yeah, we'll kick them while they're down.
We'll kick them while they're down.
And if they're not down yet, we'll push them down and then kick them.
Because we have to have something to talk
about.
That's why
there's two of us, one to kneel behind and the other to push.
Right. Okay. I think you should kneel.
Whatever.
You should be the one on your hands and knees.
No, I think I should too, because I think if you started kneeling, you'd be...
I'd be what?
Just because of your practice at being around the front kneeling, you'd probably instinctively start.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, see, it was a gay reference.
Right, no, I got that. It just wasn't a very good one.
Right, no. To anyone who's out there who listens, who is actually gay, for a start, sorry if I offended you, it's just general abuse.
Also... Hey, you know what? We do. There are people...
Yug wants to talk to you.
No. No, we do. We do actually have.
Do we have gay fans?
We did. We had one guy that actually applied who was gay.
Really?
And
did he actually say that in his application?
He did. He actually came across as actually sounded really good. Actually, he just didn't. He didn't have enough consoles.
Right. That's interesting.
So, yeah, it was because it would have.
Why didn't you send me that one?
I did.
Did you? Why didn't I read it?
Why is your voice going all high?
I don't know.
Why are you going all squeaky? Why are you hitting puberty? Why haven't you hit puberty?
Oh, I see.
Right, sorry.
Yeah, so we were going to start bagging
Sony
with that former proviso.
Okay, Sony PR blunders. Well, look, there's a story.
There's the big one that we wanted to talk about.
What's the big one? What's the big one?
Well, for a start, no, I can't even be bothered because it's a lie. For a start, Sony decided that the best thing to do with their fine advertising budget for the PSP.
It's not like they don't have a small budget. I mean, Sony, that's pretty much...
Do you mean it's not like they do have a small budget?
No, it's not like they don't. As in, they would have a massive advertising budget.
So you've got too many negatives. You've got a double negative there, meaning
It's not
Sony...
like they don't.
It's not like they don't have a small budget, meaning they do have a small budget.
That's exactly right.
You're saying Sony has a small budget.
It's not like they don't have a small budget.
But no, they do have
It's not like they don't have a large... Oh, I see.
Yeah, you get with me now? You've got too many negatives. You've got to pick one. You've got to either be...
Yeah,
whatever. Not like they don't have a small in not budget.
Whatever. What? Look, you're so negative, all right? Just keep going.
Funny. Yeah, anyway, so they decided the best thing to do with that particular not unsmall budget was to spend it on getting some sort of goofy PR company to pay a bunch of people. It's run by Goofy.
Right, okay.
It's an official Disney
Thank
corp.
you. Clarifying that, yep. Keep going.
To basically pay a bunch of people to post on forums and YouTube and Google and blogs and LiveJournal and those kind of things. Big ranting propaganda about how cool the PSP is.
I've heard of this before. Now, there was I believe I read it on Penny Arcade, actually, maybe a year or two ago. Actually had someone email them saying, I used to work for one of these companies, and our job was basically to troll forums and seem like genuine posters.
Yeah.
And then every so often post some specific propaganda. Not in a bad, I don't mean like
not
German
obvious
Nazi propaganda.
Oh, yeah,
nothing like political.
Corporate propaganda.
Corporate propaganda. Like, oh my God, I just read this article about the PlayStation 3. Or
it looks so good. I can't wait.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's, I can see that because you don't get away with like a one post spam where you've made no post in a forum. But for companies to actually employ people to be friendly and talking and
well, apparently you're right. I've heard that's relatively common. The problem is they've done it very clumsily and very heavy-handedly, and there's a big backlash.
To be honest, that's what I do. I post in a whole bunch of forums, and
most of our traffic is from other people's forums.
Yeah, absolutely. And then every so often, hey, check out Australian Gamer. But in the same respect, I turn around and say, I'm blatantly spamming everyone right now. I don't even like the site personally. Actually, I don't even think anyone should go check it out. It's a waste of time.
What? Our site or their site?
Our site. I see. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So they've been basically fairly busted in doing that.
Yeah. Okay. How'd they get busted?
Well, basically just by being too obvious, and the company Something Awful started to put the posts together with the people's names.
Yeah, this was the thing where basically it was a bunch of young, uber cool, hip people talking the lingo,
being
and
very trendy,
came
and
across as what a bunch of older guys in suits probably think is cool. The lingo and cool, what is cool.
Yeah. So they got fairly thoroughly busted doing it.
And that's right. The name of the domain was registered under the marketing company.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Nice.
The website name was registered under the name of the marketing company or something like that.
Nice. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So, that's the sort of dodgy crap. Now, there's a couple of interesting things I find about that. One, I think that whole thing is kind of scary and creepy and gross. To just be so cynically using new technologies.
Well, not so much new technology, but using and abusing the
forum is a new technology.
Using and abusing the communities.
Well,
using
yeah,
and
there's
abusing.
this sort of grassroots, like so
There's
many
a
things
different-
are done by users now. Like you look at the comparison between something like a Slashdot and something like Dig, which is so user submitted and so on.
Yeah. I was going to even say, actually, YouTube just this week, it now gets more hits than Yahoo.
Yeah, there's a few things like that. There was a YouTube video. I think everyone's seen the history of dance video, but that particular one, that when that video was sent around within a week, it had more visitors than the viewers of Lost. That episode of Lost for that week.
Well, frankly, I mean, it was probably more exciting than that episode of Lost.
Probably.
Hey, what's happening this week?
We're
They're
lost.
stuck. We're lost on an island, and we can't get off.
But we're gonna try to make a radio out of coconuts. Or am I thinking of a different
that's
show?
MacGyver.
Oh, that's MacGyver.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought Gilligan's Island.
No,
Apparently
no.
not.
Well, MacGyver, Gilligan. Isn't Lost just Gilligan's Island? Except
Yeah,
with less
that's
humour.
what I'm going with.
And more hot chicks.
More hot chicks,
More hot chicks, less humour.
but there's not really that many hot chicks. There's like one particularly hot chick.
I watched the first episode and I thought this actually looks pretty cool. And then I read somewhere that apparently it goes for like 3 seasons and they don't explain anything.
I watched about half the first season almost completely in bed with a hot girl, so I was a little distracted.
Oh, you poor thing.
And I can't remember what happens. I do remember there was a lot of nudity in it, but
Okay,
that
look.
might not have been the show.
Off your debatably hot girl and back onto Sony PR blunders here.
Yeah, that's more relevant. All right, Sony PR blunders. They're doing a lot of things. There's a couple of things that worry me about that. For starters, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Secondly, the fact that they have to do that to promote the PSP is a bit of a concern.
It's promoting the PSP, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it was for the PSP. Now,
Is this in America? This isn't Australia, is it? Or?
Well, it's the internet is a global medium, but yeah, they were focusing on the American market.
Okay.
But yeah, well, I find that a bit scary that they need to resort to these sort of guerrilla marketing tactics.
I was talking to can't remember who it was now. I have a shocking memory actually.
Yeah, you do.
I was talking to someone the other day about Sony and about the PlayStation 3 especially, and saying, yeah, we've got a PlayStation 3, actually, I've been playing it, and they're like, what do you think? And I'm like, yeah, look, it's just, I'm still, you've got a PSP, and, we had the PlayStation 3, and we've played it. I'm still waiting for that one thing to drop and go, oh, okay, this
that makes it a must-have.
This completely makes everything Sony have done irrelevant because this makes this worthwhile.
Yeah.
I mean, to a point, most consoles have that. Whether it's right at the beginning, like with Zelda, Twilight Princess, or something like that,
or with the Xbox,
with the
and
Xbox
Halo.
360, or Halo came out right at the beginning. But with the
that's
360,
what I mean.
with the 360, it didn't really have any stellar titles right off the bat. It was only there are a couple of games that I ended up playing that were like, oh my god.
For me, it's actually now. The point where I feel I need an Xbox 360 is actually
now.
finally now.
Okay.
With things like Gears of War and Lost Planet.
Yeah, Lost Planet was impressive. But, look, I'm just waiting for that with the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
I think it'll take Metal Gear Solid, to be honest, I think, before that particular
You think?
penny drops.
Yeah.
I can't see any other game.
Well,
That's exclusive.
No. We'll have to see. Once it's launched and there's a few titles out there and so on. A lot of people are really pushing Resistance as being awesome, but we weren't that impressed by it. So maybe.
Yeah, look, we actually had the full game of Resistance, and I played through the first couple of levels, and yeah.
When a game can be reviewed in it's not great.
Anyway, let's move on. Look, we're not all concerned about Sony or anything like that, but realistically,
Sony are going to make a squillion. They're going to make squillions and squillions of dollars on the Xbox 3, on the PS3.
See, Sony are actually riding on this PlayStation 3, working so much. If it doesn't do phenomenally well, then they'll actually be. There were some figures and stats that came out about Sony Corporation in general, and they're actually, I mean, they'll always be around, sure, but they're actually very close to the line at the moment with their debts and stuff like that, loans and stuff.
I think that regardless of what we think, and regardless of what the we-loving crowd thinks, I think there's still going to be enough people. I mean, look at Auto Salon, dude. How many of those people are going to drag their knuckles into an EB and pick up a
what?
Pick up a PS3 when it comes out so they can get the latest Need for Speed.
No, they won't, because they'll be on the 360, or the 360's already got that reputation, sort of thing. PlayStation 3 actually has no reputation yet.
I think that by the time it comes out...
The only thing I've seen that has made people go, I'm getting a PlayStation 3 so far, is a few friends that I know that are big time into F1 games.
Yeah.
And you can't get F1 games on the 360.
Yeah, there'll also be things like Gran Turismo and stuff.
Anyway, look,
the people who are into them are big into them.
Yeah, no, you're right. I know. Well, look, we're waffling on. So, look, I personally, I'm just waiting for that one moment of clarity where I'm like, I get it. Excellent. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about it too. I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are.
And
even the big fans.
I mean, having a PSP, which I bought with great enthusiasm for its hardware and its general awesomeness, I haven't yet been convinced of its awesomeness.
Yeah.
Though, actually, the closest thing so far has been Tekken Dark Resurrection. That really impressed me. And Killzone Liberation is also very good. I mean, the thing about Tekken Dark Resurrection is you look at it and it's Tekken 5.
Yeah.
It's not a cut-down version of Tekken 5 put into a console. It is just Tekken 5.
That is
and the CG and the intros and stuff look amazing. It looks so cool.
That is pretty impressive.
So,
anyway, look, let's move on because I'm bored of bagging Sony at the moment. Anyway, I feel sorry for them, which is bizarre. I remember in the first console races. Well, I remember when there was the Xbox and the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube, and at the time I was like, "Yay, go Nintendo!" Sony, I don't mind you, and Xbox, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you, Microsoft? How dare you enter this gaming market and try and take over it? And who do you think you are, sort of thing? Very anti-Microsoft at the time.
It's funny actually because Sony faced the same thing when they started
against
this big electronics company. They don't know anything about games.
Absolutely right. And now, I am completely and utterly warmed to Microsoft, and it's almost to the point of being, jealously...
Do you think we have an overdog backlash happening here? Do you think we have people going, oh, well...
The whole tall poppy syndrome sort
exactly,
of thing,
yeah. Do you think people are doing that, and then we're going to have a backlash against
we are Australian. That is part of our culture and history,
I don't think it's just an Australian thing, though. I think it's around the world. I think... Oh, that was the other thing that I wanted to talk about. Regarding Sony, which is that I've started to hear a few rumours, and the rumours have started to circulate on the net now. I didn't get around to actually posting them on the site.
So I heard some rumours that you're gay.
No, that's not a rumour.
Oh, right.
And it's bi.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll do anything. Anyway, What? Where are we
Nothing,
going?
no, keep going.
No, cool. Anyway, the rumour that I heard is that the PlayStation 3 is going to be delayed in Australia until September next year.
I read a couple of news reports from Sony Australia guaranteeing.
Yes, just today they guaranteed absolutely that it's coming in March. Whether it does or not, who knows?
Who knows? That's a bit too early.
That was one reason I didn't actually post it on the site, because it's a bit unconfirmed.
Yeah, look,
but it's still a bit scary.
Well, actually, you know what? No, you should have posted on the site.
Oh, I should. I was actually planning to post and just say, heard a rumour of this, blah, blah,
even
blah.
though they're saying...
Yeah, and then basically, because I can't edit the content, if I'm wrong, I'll just go back and change it to say, oh, but I know it's not going to be true. And if I'm right, I'll go and say, I absolutely can hear from an unrivaled source in the industry that's... Yeah, I think we might as well do that.
Right.
Just make up lies and just change things after the fact.
Not only are we not actually reporting on true facts or being proper journalists, we're reporting on unsubstantial rumours.
Yeah.
We're also going to be editing and changing
absolutely.
our posts.
We're going to be revising our posts to make us look better down the track.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
All good.
It's a new low. I'm proud of myself for thinking it up.
Yeah, no, that's good, man.
It's fantastic. We'll just have something. We'll basically write content for whichever one of the consoles does best, and we'll just write. We picked it ages ago. We knew the Wii would win the console war, and then we'll just scribble out Wii and put PlayStation 3 in if that's who wins.
Fair enough. All right, look. The last thing that we really actually need to only quickly talk about, because we've prattled on for 30 minutes.
And there's not that much to say about it anyway.
There's Square Enix and Nintendo partnerships. There's two particular announcements. One is Dragon's Quest 9.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Which I played a bit of Dragon's Quest 8, and I didn't care for it personally. I thought it looked very cel-shady and pretty, and Jess reviewed it, and she hated it.
Yeah,
so.
now, Dragon's Quest 8 got relatively mixed reviews all over the world. But the Dragon's Quest...
But it's huge in Japan.
Yeah, the Dragon's Quest series is bigger than the Final Fantasy series in Japan.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's actually apparently an official, I heard a thing. I think it's an urban legend. I've never been able to substantiate it.
What's this with you? Rumors, urban legends? Do you actually have any facts?
Not a goddamn thing. No, I had numbers. I had numbers before. See actual numbers.
God, I'm gonna copy that, and I had numbers.
Look, 32,901.
Oh, you can count. Congratulations.
That's not counting. That's reading a number. Did you think I sat there going 1?
Yes.
Okay. That's
yes, I did.
2 Wii's sold. All right, 3. Well, slow it down, people. Actually, just back on that really quickly. That was actually the Wii has sold 1 every second in the United States.
1 a second.
1 a second.
So in the States, there's 1 Wii a second.
Yes. What?
I don't know.
Cool.
Let's try and make a bad Wii pun again.
I see that, but
I think we're so over those now.
They're really boring. There's still a place for them.
Look, go back to the Square Enix Nintendo partnership thing. There's the Dragon's Quest on the DS.
No. I had wait. I had my little unsubstantiated rumor.
Hurry up. What?
Apparently, it's illegal to release a Dragon Quest game on a workday.
In Japan, really?
Apparently, yeah, that they have to be
it's
released
illegal.
on a weekend. Yeah, no, there's actually like a law to say they can. Yeah, it sounds like a legend to me.
But I get the idea.
You get the point.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, look, the reason this is substantial is because Dragon's Quest 8 came out on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
and this isn't some spin-off either. This is the next game in the series coming out on the DS.
Yeah, Dragon's Quest.
That's not a console.
9.
This is on the DS. That's actually very significant, I think.
I would agree. That sort of thing, to see actual games,
and to be honest, tell me, is there any other massive RPG on the DS that you know of? There's Apollo Crisis.
There should have been.
There's
I really think Zelda the Minish Cap should have come out as a DS release as well, like they did with the Wii and the.
There was a Zelda DS game, wasn't there? Or God,
no, I don't believe there was actually. Oh no,
There's one coming out.
They released one, but it was just a port of an old one, so no big deal.
There's one that's based on... Anyway, look, we're running out of time. What was the other thing with Square Enix? The Final Fantasy Tactics.
They were actually bringing out new Final Fantasy Tactics games as well, they've announced, which is really interesting. There's actually
There's 2 of them that are coming out.
Yeah, there's 2. No, one of them they haven't actually released what platform it is, but Final Fantasy Tactics...
The Lion War... The War of the Lions. The Lion War.
Yes.
Which is lions at war.
At war. There's war and there's some lions. Yeah, the Final Fantasy Tactics, The Lion War, will be a port of the PS1 Final Fantasy Tactics and will be on the PSP.
Okay, yeah.
So that's kind of actually not that interesting to me because the Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced improved on the PSP version.
Okay.
It could have better video, better graphics and so on, which could be cool, but they're also bringing out Final Fantasy Tactics A2, the Sealed Grimoire.
The Sealed Grimoire.
Do you even know what a grimoire is?
In a time.
No.
In a land before time. The Sealed Grimoire. One man.
Shut the hell up.
A hero will rise.
Seriously, you done?
Coming this fall.
It's a book, anyway.
I love that voiceover guy.
Yes, he's funny. Get out of the booth. No, I like it in here. There's no real information about it, but it'll probably be on the DS, which is great because Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced is still in my DS.
Yeah, you say that, yeah.
So it was an awesome game.
It's stuck in your DS. You can't get out.
It's glued in.
Glued in.
And not with glue. It's just stuck.
And you know what? On that note...
so that could be cool.
On that note, we're done. We're finishing up this podcast.
It's over. This transmission.
Ending this transmission. Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Indeed.
Stay tuned this weekend.
We'll have some exciting news of various kinds.
Well, actually, we're going to be putting a lot of stuff up. And look, I apologise. The chair draw.
That's
the Paramount
one
chair,
of the things I was going with.
That we have chosen the winner.
We have indeed
picked the winner.
The winner is... no, we'll tell you later.
That's right. Anyway, we'll put that up on the site. It's all happening this weekend.
It is. It's going to be a big weekend.
It is.
I was telling Yug tonight that I'm actually going to be spending Christmas with the people I love and just sitting at home, playing World of Warcraft.
And masturbating.
Yeah, well, that was what I said earlier, but I wasn't planning to say that on and it's not true anyway, because that'd be me, and I don't really love me, so...
No one does.
No one does.
Oh, hate you.
Yeah, you too.
Alright, thanks everyone for tuning in.
Alright, bye-bye, people.
See ya.